Hello and welcome to the live art show. So this live art show is for all of you out there who don't live in Washington. Even those who do live in Washington, we're not excluding you, but all the people who've been seeing me at fairs and festivals and being like, oh, I wish I could go see that. I know that happens to me a lot when I'm seeing other artists and I'm like, dude, I'd love to see you in your show, in your booth, and see what your wares are, you know? So, we have a few exclusives that we do in our fairs and festivals settings. I got camp mugs, I've got ceramic mugs, a few of them are online, but I haven't put them all up yet. And I've actually got some really special things here. I just changed from a press to an oven in the world of sublimation. That's a big difference. And I've got the first 6 enamel mugs out of the oven, which was awesome. I may or may not have melted some plastic in it first, but you learn, and then we don't use that product anymore. So these are the first guys that, like, you know, survived the test oven, and the oven now works great, and I'm super happy because that means that we will be able to ramp up the stuff. So we're going to ramp up production on mugs and stuff. If you're ever a person who sees how many mugs I have, trust me, it takes forever. And now it'll take it so much faster. So, without ado, let's start seeing some product. Daniel, can you hand me my first camp mug? Woohoo! So this is Rainier Fog and Stars. He's a handsome little mug. The cool thing about camp mugs is they're enamel. So, you know, they are good to drop. I mean, I still wouldn't suggest it. They might still ding and scratch and stuff like that, but they're the only mug I know of that you can just be hiking with, bang it on a tree, and then be like, oops, and it'll still be alive, and you'll still be able to drink out of it, versus, like, you know, the ceramic mugs, please don't drop them. I love them, I made them, and if you drop them, they will not contain water any longer. But yeah, so great for all of your camping goodness. Like, we got coffee and... You're looking at me strange. Cocoa and everything. I'm not a coffee drinker. That's probably why he was looking at me strange. I drink a lot of cocoa.
You drink tea.
And tea. But I think the cocoa is why I'm all buzzed right now. Chocolate buzz.
My look was, it's okay, you can breathe. In between words.
Why breathe? I've got things to go over. This is my other... this is number 2 in the list. So number 2, yes, he is the Bioluminescent Knight, one of my favorites. It's got the lovely little bioluminescent blue on the ground there. Oh, mosquitoes, my favorite. Makes me feel really campy, you know, being out here in the woods. We're pretty deep in my backyard. You might hear birds and stuff, because that's, you know, we've got owls and all sorts of fun Northwest birds that I'm sure a lot more people know a lot better than I do, but I'm getting used to it. I know a few calls here and there. And then we got lots of chipmunks and squirrels. And they've been very friendly today, so they might invade my live show. But you never know. So keep your eyes out for little squirrels and critters. Number 3 on the list. If you've ever been to Yosemite, you know this view. So the crazy thing about camp mugs is, well, and really just sub-dye in general, is every single one is unique in its own way. And this one has this strange little line right there. And he's like still the first one that I got out of the oven this morning. And yeah, so that's just the unique thing. You might not be able to see it with all of the lights and everything. Pretend with me. You see what I'm talking about. But if you get this guy, he's got a little bit of coloration that's different here than it is the rest of the mug. Doesn't mean he's a bad mug. Means he's unique. He's one of one. No other mug will look like this mug. It was a weird noise. I will pause for all animal noises. It happens. But yeah, and then we've got Galaxies at First Light. Definitely a fave of mine. This night was pretty awesome because it started out as Rainier Fog and Stars and turned into Galaxies at First Light as the night went on, when the fog finally cleared and the stars showed up. We got that awesome air glow, a little bit of Yakima City glow, And it's just an all-around beautiful little mug. And then, number 5. The Mount St. Helens Star Trails. Star Trails are absolutely fun. They're when you leave your camera open for a really, really long time. Versus normally I've got a tracker on to not have Star Trails happen. This time I'm doing it on purpose to get the Star Trails. So, hence how we get that bad boy. And my last of the camp mugs.
Also, my apologies if you hear
Clapping.
applauding. I'm applauding Kira. No. There's a lot of mosquitoes.
I liked it better with the applause. He just randomly won claps. He's like, good job, hun.
I will have the last clap.
Always the last clap. But this is Mount St. Helens Milky Way. Really strong Milky Way out at Mount St. Helens. I took this in March, right before the lockdown here in Washington, so it's a very memorable date, and it has a lot more snow on it than it does currently. Because Mount St. Helens has lost all of her snowcap, pretty much. And you'll see that when I finally finish doing my Mount St. Helens Perseid shot, because I was doing the Perseids in Mount St. Helens. We got to see some beautiful shooting stars. It was a lot of fun. Also, if you don't know, because I forgot to say it in the intro, you can purchase all of these live as we're talking right on the link. So there's a link in my bio, and there should be a link on Facebook that brings you to my store so you can actually buy them. And the camp mugs are one of one so far because they're the first 6 out. And so when somebody buys it, it is gone. And you can do it that fast and easy. And then, so Dan, or Mom, I have a family business. Dan is my fiance. Mom is my mom. I know. It's shocking. She does probably have a real name.
I exist.
He does.
I don't.
She's rarely in front of the camera. Maybe in my framing videos, but, you know, that's because my mom helps me frame. Can you make sure that the link is on Facebook?
It said to take a picture of it. A picture of what you wanted, but, I mean...
Sure of what you wanted. Okay. We'll check that out in a second.
Here, I'll look.
We've got things working on that for Facebook, because I might have forgotten to give you the link. So we're working on it. Instagram, it's in my bio, so you just go to my bio, and you can click the link, and then you'll see it, and then you can still watch the live and buy things. Super cool. As I'm being a weirdo, it's a thing. I do that. Dan, what's the first art piece that we're talking about?
The one right behind you.
Oh, cool. So this bad boy.
We'll need to be much closer.
No, was
Yeah,
gonna stay in the far
help you.
back. This close enough? Too close? How close we gonna get?
I can see it there. Ooh, you get a reflection of all the lights. There you go.
This is why we have more
Better.
than one person. All right. So this is Sedona Mermaid.
It's really dark.
And left dark now. The love of lighting. Am I right? My studio's too cramped
Do you
for
think that
lights.
they can actually see that, Dan?
Possibly.
Okay.
Well, if you can't see it here, you can definitely see it online. On the store. But this is Sedona Mermaid. It was obviously shot in Sedona, hence its name. And this is a signature style of framing. I've got my float mounting. See that? See the floaty mounty-ness? I have no idea where to point things. And then I've got a good little wood frame here. Yep. All this stuff is done in-house because my mom and I are crazy. It's got its nice backing, some cool wire, and it is unique because I do not pump out many of these babies, as in this is the only one I've made so far, and it will be a limited series. I haven't decided the limit yet, but I have yet to make a second one of any of them, but I'm sure I will do that, hopefully. But this is Sedona Mermaid. He's the first one. He's online for $3.50. It's nice.
So real quick, Kira, what's the email or what's the Facebook post that you wanted? The
link.
Yeah.
Uno momento. The link is the live art show. I'll be right back. Dan, do a jig. It's right here.
Good. Oh, and my mom says hi.
Oh, and your mom says hi? Hi, Therese. Therese has a fabulous collection of my work. I feel like she should open her house to be its own gallery. But this is another one of those awesome pieces I made. This is actually in a black frame. It's got a texture to it, so it kind of has like a nice little feel to it. But it's not like one of those textures that'll chip off. But this is Love Under the Moonlit Sky. It is also sporting a $3.50 price tag. It's unique because I do not actually do normal style matting for my stuff, but I did for this one. I didn't think the float mount would work as well with how high the moon is. The cool thing about this shot is a lot of people think that it's a sun shot, a day shot as most people say, but this is full-on astrophotography, my friends. This was shot at 3 a.m. And I know that's hard to believe with the color and the awesomeness of the tulips, but this was actually on a full moon night. So when you're on a full moon, it actually lights up the ground like daylight. So, especially on long exposures. And it was super foggy, so there's this kind of hard to see tree in the background, because that's what I like to call farm fog. It just kind of raises as it gets closer to sunrise. And you got your nice little moon here. He's got a little bit of moon detail in him. And, yeah, really like this piece. I did the matting and the framing because I hardly ever farm things out. Unless you buy from my website, then you're going through a distributor, which is slightly easier. But, per usual, nice little wire. It's the coated wire, so it won't eat your fingers as much. And, yeah, Daniel, away with this one.
And what I can do for you real quick, if you want, we can move the phones out.
So that it's in the light?
Brighter. Yep.
Because you're coming to the shadow.
I am coming to a pretty drastic shadow, so we'll bring the cameras to me.
Everyone prepare for some amount of movement.
Yeah, don't get sick. It's so shaky. Meh. Okay, have we stabilized?
Now you need to back up.
Now I need to back up? Okay. Backing up.
I got the print.
Okay. That's called a piece.
It's
a frame piece. That's more than
There's
a print.
in it.
You're a little not level.
This isn't level?
There you go.
It's level enough. Just don't judge it on its levelness. Don't put a level up to it. Alright, we've moved. Are we good? We're moving a little bit more.
Finding out.
Whoop. We're finding out. You're loving this, I can tell. I can't see anybody's face, but I'm sure you're loving it. Now the trick is, don't think about McDonald's. Okay. I will still touch the piece. I have an easel. Why use it?
There we go.
But yeah, this is another one of my matted pieces. This is Purple Mountain Majesty. When we were shooting it, and it was just after sunset, just as the moon was starting to rise, because that little bad boy right there is the moon. It just made me really think of that song and the lyrics, the Purple Mountain Majesty, and I was like, this is perfect. This is what they meant when they said that, because it was just beautiful and stunning and awe-inspiring, breathtaking, all of your standard words for I wish I was there again, because it was just awesome to be in. So, Purple Mountain Majesty. Another 350. That bad boy. He's good to go. Now this one, I got lots to say about this one. This is Galaxy Rock. And I love Galaxy Rock. So this was shot in Joshua Tree, California. And this was during my thesis in college. This bad boy was actually one of my thesis pieces that was hanging in the Pacific Science Center here in Seattle. Here in Washington, over in Seattle. I am most certainly not in Seattle. So I actually lost this piece for a really long time, like probably 4 or 5 years, because I put it somewhere silly and it just kind of like disappeared. And then I also had a hard drive crash, so I lost the file itself. So this was special to find. I really, really enjoyed this piece. It was the first picture I took where you can see the little Andromeda galaxy right there, and then right there. I personally love me some Andromeda, and this was one of the rare times that I did do light painting, and we went up and we flashed our cell phone lights or headlamps, I can't remember which, but to get the light on the rocks, and then a lot of photoshopping to sculpt down the light and make it really accentuate the natural features of the rock real nice. And I have since found this file, or found the RAWs to this file, and I edited it, but nothing will quite be like this one, so this is a one of one, and he's unique. I'll sign him when it's time to ship him off, because I didn't sign him, so it'll be signed on the glass, which I have a super awesome glass signing pen, and I love using it. Yeah, so this is Galaxy Rock. He is $4.50 on the, end of summer sale, and the live art show that everybody gets to be part of. So yeah, that's this guy. Oh yeah, and since he was mysteriously lost in a place for a really long time, he has a couple of scuffs on him, so his frame is not in the best condition, just so you know, because we don't want anyone buying him and then being like, whoa. But he got this good little ouch. Not sure if you can see it. Can you see it, Dan? This good little...
Not really.
Ouch. Well, if you're interested and you want to know closer to this ouch, it is pretty significant, and I would totally take a picture of you. Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Now you see him. I literally have no idea how he got it, but the point is, it's there. And easy to frame him up again, or whatever, what have you. But the piece itself is nice, the frame, not so much. Couple scrapes, that big ouch. But that's why he's also only $4.50 when he really is the size and whatnot of more like a $7.50 piece for me. But he's also like, my favorite baby, so why leave him out of the sale? This guy, also from Joshua Tree, California, also from my thesis. But this particular piece is not from my thesis. This is a canvas, and I just got it done because I needed to see what canvas looked like with my art. It's a metallic canvas, and yeah, he's actually an 18 by 24, so I could adjust that, but he is on the website as a $225, so he's a little cheaper than you buy him normally, but he's been to a couple of shows, and I like canvas just fine, but I'm doing a metal thing right now, so I have a lot of metal in my show, and a lot of my signature collection, and having one lonely canvas is weird. So, thus, this is your chance to get this lonely canvas, to be not lonely on your walls. And that way, he's nice and safe. Don't shake your head at me. I'm a strange person, and I talk funny sometimes, but I'm an artist. That's what we do. But yeah, so this guy, metallic canvas, you can kind of see the metallic in the flex of the light. Maybe, maybe not. Kind of hard out here. But 1.5 inches thick. Wire for easy hanging. Shippable. Lovable. Who wants to be on your wall? And you want him to be on your wall. So, swapping pieces. Here you go, Dan.
Also, funny note about canvas. If I ever meet another painter who says, oh, doing canvas isn't so bad, I'm like, well, you're putting on canvas before you paint. That's not the case.
Yeah, stretching a printed canvas is not as easy as one wants it to be. I did that for a little while for a friend of mine. Which is funny, I stretched a lot of his canvases. I've never stretched one of mine for art. Kind of funny. Bringing you to the first of the signature collection. What number are we on, Dan? What is Cactus Gardens on the collection?
I will get you that number.
We're getting the number.
That is number 12.
We are at number 12. It happens fast. But this is the signature collection. I love the signature collection. This has been at every show this summer. And I treat them very, very nice. Hey, Dan, can you hand me one of the bags? So, when you get a piece, especially the signature collection, shipped from me, by the way, all of these are shipped from me, you get this handsome bag. It is so handsome. It could be in its own little shell. Then you open it. It's got bubbles. It's got Velcro. It's got everything you need to keep your art happy.
And that was Kira's little jig of the day.
But yeah, so I give the bubble bags because they're a nice way of keeping the art safe. And they can travel really nice that way. And, you know, if you're ever a person who has a house now and then you move, best thing, keep the bubble bags. Much less annoying than when somebody says, keep your TV box, and it's huge and cumbersome and nobody knows where to put it. It's a bubble bag. It can fold really small, and it's already really small. So, I mean, it could go under a bed. It's nice. And then whenever you have to move your art, or if you change out your art, that is the best thing to put it in, because the bubbles don't pop easily.
Laminated.
They're laminated, and seriously, great quality, and it fits the art piece perfectly. So, 100% team bubble bag. Back to the art, because I'm just selling other things. So one of those comes with, and this is Cactus Gardens. Another Joshua Tree piece. Clearly I loved my time in Joshua Tree. I've got a lot of it, but as you can see, I'm moving it, so you can see the silver edge of this piece. Because it is dual framed. You got the black outside, that is the ironwork, and then the inside one is called the Millennial, which, yes, I know I'm a millennial and I'm framing with millennial frames. It's a joke. And it's also cool. And then they're all in museum glass. So it is UV protective, it's conservation, it's beautiful, and that way the reflections aren't absolutely terrible. I don't know if that's true right now, but you don't hang your art outside. Please don't hang your art outside. Not this art, at least. It's definitely inside art. But yeah, so I've got it float mounted on itself.
The class is a question, but it's of the outdoors.
It is of the outdoors, but it doesn't go outdoors.
I'm sorry, I couldn't resist.
I know. The puns in this family are terrible. Anywho, this guy, 650, limited series, framed, all by me. And, yeah, he's gone to a bunch of shows. I love him. I think he's even gone out of state.
Wasn't a pun, it was just me being stupid, by the way.
It was you being stupid, but... Got the fluffies from being outside. I tell you not to bring the art outside. I bring the art outside. What can I say? Now we have Mount St. Helens Milky Way. I have this in an enamel mug. I have it in a cup. I put this on everything. It's my favorite piece of Mount St. Helens.
Piece of bacon.
But yeah, so this is another float mount dual frame museum glass wire back with fancy coated wires so you don't hurt yourself when you're trying to touch it. And yeah, I really like this style. It's a style my mom and I come up with, the way that we frame it, and hence how we ended up doing it all ourselves. I have no idea if I could even ask a custom framer to do this. Nor would I, because I like custom framing. It's fun. But about the piece, like I said earlier when I was talking about the camp mug, this was shot March of 2020, before the lockdown, before all of that fun stuff went down, and it was a beautiful night. It was the first clear night we had to go out and shoot something, and we were back from our travels, because we were traveling a lot before, 2020 really took hold of 2020, and so yeah, it was one of my favorite last shots before Neowise, really. So it was this, and then when Neowise hit, that's when I started photographing again. But I took a long break. Long for me. Great piece, though. 650. His inner frame, his Millennial, is blue. Can you see the blue?
Yeah.
Blue.
Also on
do we have questions?
Facebook, Sylvia's saying the volume seems a bit low. That's just the problem with my phone, so I guess.
Yeah. I will talk louder, maybe, if I remember.
I cannot poke at my phone currently.
Okay. Yeah. That's why we bought a mic, if I remember where I put it. The life of it all. Okay. Who's my next piece, Daniel?
It's your last big boy.
Last big one, my favorite. And this guy, if you buy him, I'll have to make another one. So, for knowledge, he is probably at least a 1 of 2. But for right now, he is just him. He is Stardust Arch. So the cool thing about Stardust Arch It's not the name of the feature. People get that confused a lot. This is actually Mesa Arch. I just call it Stardust Arch because I've got the Milky Way arching on top of the arch. That was a very well planned out piece that did not happen by accident by any sense of the means. I planned this in November, and then we went back in April. We went back in April when it actually happened, and so many hours of planning, and then waiting, lots of waiting, and taking tons of shots while we were waiting in the night. It was very windy that night too, so I made my whole family suffer, because this was one where it was my brother, his wife, and my fiance Daniel, and my mom. I actually got them all to hike out with me to see this arch with all the stars above it, and it was one of those favorite family moments for us. We're an adventure-y kind of family, so it worked out, and it was so cold. It was one of those that when I went to Joshua Tree, it was so hot at night that, like, I don't know, I kind of thought that it'd be warmer when I went to Canyonlands, and it was not, in fact. It was very cold, mainly because the wind was blowing, because it was that time of year and stuff. But yeah, double frame, but the inside frame on this one's copper, museum glass, and this guy is actually going to the Center of the Contemporary Arts for their show, which I will have more information on shortly. But here he is. So fancy. Much love.
It's funny as you move from this to the mug of this.
If you want those lovely stars up in a mug to enjoy your coffee with, enjoy your coffee with it. Look at it. It's so pretty. The cups are $15 each. And I also forgot, hey Dan, can you bring me the bookmarks? Because we have a little special thing for you people who are out there in the internet space watching me and thinking, oh man, I gotta get me some of that art. For any of the purchases that happen on this live stream and the week long after, because we're going to have it for a little while up, because I know not everybody can come at 5 Pacific Standard Time, you know, daylight time. But every purchase gets a free bookmark. Even a purchase of a bookmark, you'll still get a bookmark. The trick is, they're bookmarks that I pick out. So unless you buy them specifically, you don't know which one you get. Random. Here, take this back real quick. No. I gotta show off the bookmarks. Real quick. It's bookmark break time. Gotta look at the bookmarks. Because I made these, and I'm happy about them. So, as a conservationist... Yes, go
I
ahead.
have a question. Can cups go in the microwave and dishwasher?
Yes, they can go in the microwave. Yes, they can go in the dishwasher. The dishwasher, though, make sure they're on the top rack, not the bottom, because the bottom's hotter than the top rack. Who knew? I know. Lots of dishwasher learning going on. And we say that if you want the, like, true longevity of it, you'll hand wash it, but I throw mine in the dishwasher. But also don't press that fancy little button on the new dishwashers that say, like, ultra heat or, oh my gosh, that's going to be melting your face off hot. Don't press that button. Don't do it. It's tempting, but that's going to really make the image die. So as long as you don't throw it on the really hot settings that some dishwashers have options of, you're good to go. Microwave, always a yes with these ones. But just one of those, they'll degrade over time just because that's what images on cups do. But it's like a long, long time. I have sublimation mugs from Bergsma that we have dishwashed forever, and they stay the test of time. Like, I think we've had them for 20 years. And they lasted great until we hit that fancy button on our dishwasher, and then they, like, faded really bad. So don't hit any fancy buttons. Leave it on normal settings, and the mugs will be fine. Or hand wash if you're scared. But yeah, bookmarks. Look at this. This is because I'm a conservationist, and I was getting a lot of really bad prints coming out, which I don't sell people bad prints because that's a bad thing to do. But they'd be like little dots on the side, or something would happen to the other half of the print, but I would have these weird little ones that were good that I'm like, if I could just figure out what to do with it, I made bookmarks. So we read a lot of books in my family. I personally am reading like a lot of books at the same time because I like to read a lot of educational books. Who knew that reading textbooks would be fun? after high school. When they don't tell you to read a textbook, you kind of want to read a textbook. I don't know. It's weird. But I made these bookmarks from the leftover scraps of paper. Then it ended up that the bookmarks were selling faster than the bad prints were coming, so then I had to make my own bookmarks. So that is what happened here. And these little guys got a few options. That's kind of the fun part. I really like the Eclipse. That was one of my favorite ones to mess up, and that was the one that actually started it. And this one's cool too. So the cool thing about these is they're laminated. So if you're like me and you're a person who takes a bookmark out of a book, puts it on a coffee table, and then keeps haphazardly putting their cup on their coffee table and occasionally might run over a bookmark, it's not the end of your bookmarks. So, you know, all the fun. I also really like the Monument Valley one for Western books. I have a book about ghost towns. This is where that bookmark lives. So, now you know. Love Under the Moonlit Sky, romance books. All other books, they're just books. Here you go, Dan. On with the show. Mugs. I really like mugs. Since I was a kid, we collected mugs. Everywhere we went, every time we went somewhere new or on a small vacation, we always came back with a mug. We have so many mugs now. We were thinking of making a garden for the mugs. So they just live outside with potted plants in them, kind of thing, because it is a ridiculous amount of mugs in our house, I'm telling you. Ridiculous. Straight crazy. So, this is Purple Mountain Majesty to add to anybody's straight crazy collection of mugs.
And what is that mountain?
This is Mount Shuxon, not Mount Baker. But when you're up at Mount Baker and you're at Picture Lake, you're looking at this dude. Mount Shuxon. Love it. Good mountain. It was actually crazy because when I was there this summer, we heard avalanches happening on the mountain, and that was just pretty crazy, pretty unique. I have never heard an avalanche from a campsite before, and yeah, you could actually see a little bit of it just poof off the mountain. Then the craziness that is. Okay, so this is Rainier Fog and Stars. Through the very light fog that was happening at that time, you can see these stars, and you might notice in Rainier Fog and Stars, there's a bit of that pink haze going on here, and you're like, what is that from? There was a person up there who was lost at night on the mountain in the parking lot for an hour. But to you, the guy who was lost on the mountain for an hour, trying to get off or find somebody, I don't know. But he kept hitting his brakes, or they kept hitting their brakes, and every time they did, it lit the fog up really pink and crazy. And this was right after I hit my shutter button, and I was like, oh, I hope that didn't ruin the image. And then I looked back at it and was like, no, actually, that made the coolest little pink flare. It reminds me of back in the film days when you got sun flares, and not sun flares, light leaks. So it reminds me of that a little bit, and it's super cool. Da-da-da, Galaxies at First Light. So, funny that these were right next to each other in the list. Rainier, Fog, and Stars happened first that night, and then Galaxies at First Light happened next. So when the fog actually finally cleared, I had a nice night full of stars and awesomeness, and this yellow is actually the City Glow from Yakima. And yeah, Mount Rainier was looking pretty handsome that night. I can just hear my brother laughing because I keep calling everything handsome. Golden Star Trails, Mount St. Helens. Which for some reason I believe in this sale I just call Mount St. Helens Star Trails. Forgot the golden part. It's golden. And that is the same night as Mount St. Helens Milky Way. But this is when you leave the shutter open. Get those nice trailing stars showing you the path of the trails go this way. The trailing stars that show you the path the stars were moving that night. Next mug.
So you gotta get more creative. Instead of handsome, you could use words like incorrectly, like egregious. It's outstandingly terrible.
Why would it be outstandingly terrible, though?
No, that's why I said it, using words incorrectly.
Bioluminescent Knight in a mug. So, always fun to catch bio. So that is bioluminescence in the water there. That's why it's that electric blue color. Super cool. By the way, these mugs are 12 ounce. 16 ounce? How big are these mugs? 15 ounce. I'll get there eventually. These are 15 ounce mugs. Nice coffee size. You can also fit all 4 fingers through the mug. That is important to a lot of people, and I am one of them. So, good size, good hand size. Drink all the things out of this mug. Boop. And then we got an After the Storm. Last mug. This was not shot at the same time as that one, which is funny because a lot of them are, but this one is not. This is just After a Storm. I was doing that standard photographer thing that my fiance absolutely loves, because I just kept sitting there being like, but wait, one more shot. And as we joke, a lot of people at the art shows recently have been like, but was that not worth it, that one more shot? This wasn't the last shot. There were a lot more shots after this. This was probably like the 3rd shot, and I kept going, and he was soaked head to toe.
Everyone looks at me being like, see, she got the shot. I'm like, yeah, she got the shot.
But, you know, if you ever go shooting with me, bring a raincoat. Because we like to stay out late, even if the weather gets a little sour. We did have a hotel, so we can't complain that much. I was shooting once in Cannon Beach where I got completely soaked and did not have a change of clothes, and we had to drive back that night. Not pleased. That was not fun. It was awful. But now I learned, and there will always be a bag of extra clothes when we go anywhere, because when you get soaked, you don't want to drive 4 hours home and be all wet. Postcards first, actually. Yes, postcards. Oh my god, I'm so excited about this, because if you know me, and you've been following me for a while, for some reason I have not done postcards, and I keep talking about postcards. Well, here they are. They exist. I know, I'm impressed with myself too. The big problem with why I haven't released postcards yet was I was looking for the right person to do them, because I can't do them myself, because I can't seem to source the paper that is the right thickness to go through the mail and survive. So, thus, I found somebody who prints postcards, and I can customize the back, because the back of a postcard is quite an important thing. On the back of these postcards, you got the name of the piece. Very important. You got who it was by. Me. And then you got a short description of what the postcard's of, so that, you know, if you ever send this to a friend, they're not like, what mountain is that? And you're like, it's not Mount Rainier. Because I get that a lot too. It's Mount St. Helens. And, you know, it features the beauty of the Milky Way. Because that's the Milky Way. They're all photographs. I don't paint the stars. People think that sometimes. But it's not true. And, trying to figure out how to show you. This is the set of 6. So you got Mount St. Helens Milky Way. You have Purple Mountain Majesty. Galaxies at First Light. Ocean of Stars. Rainier Green Glow. And Bioluminescent Knight. Those are my postcards. And they say all of the fun things on the back. They have the place to put the address, the place to put the words to the person that you're sending said postcard to, information about me so they know who I am, and, you know, the stamp here. If you've never used a postcard and you don't know where the stamp goes, it goes there. Which might be too big of a box, but you'll find out if you put a stamp there and it's a little over. That's my fault. But first batch of postcards, they come in a pack of 6. 6 postcards.
And how much are 6?
I totally forget. I believe they're $12?
I think they're $12.
Yeah, they're $12 for this pack of 6 postcards. And if you're a Washington local, you'll be able to find these postcards at bookstores and stuff like that soon. And it'll be so cool and awesome. They'll be on the site for purchase soon. On the little live art show thing.
As a side note to you shifting through the postcards, I had a lovely moment where I was like, wow, how is she naming when she's looking at the back? Oh.
Yeah, it's on the back of the postcard. I cheated. But I fooled him, and that's all that matters. Alright, So there are going to be a lot of this next one. It's the cards. Cards. Because I have cards. Now, you might not know that I have cards on my website because I don't have cards on my website. These fill out my card box at my art booth all the time, and I thought I can't bring an art show to you guys at home and not show you the cards. There are a lot of cards. So bear with me. And I don't know are they in order or are they not in order?
What?
That squirrel was already hurrying to get on his laptop and buy my cards. That's how much that squirrel wanted these cards. No, I don't believe they're in order. So, okay. In no particular order, you will just know based off of its face and me telling you which one it is. Which, by the way, you'll be able to replay these, and they'll be on the site link in about 30-ish minutes. Something like that. But you'll be able to find these there and stuff. So, without ado, here's the first one. Cactus Gardens. Definitely a family favorite. Probably because it was one of the first greatest ones that we did, in our opinion. Great trip. Really long, really hot. Cactus Gardens. Joshua Tree, California. Featuring Cactus and Milky Way. Then we got... Now, I only have a very limited amount of these ones. They didn't get purchased in my last purchase of big cards. And, by the way, the cards are 5x7. So people tell me they're oversized, but I think that's just the right size that a card is. I don't know. I'm also a weirdo who keeps every card that's ever been sent to me. So if you're a family member and you've sent me a card, I have a gigantic box of cards that I keep telling myself one day I'll scrapbook, and have not. But maybe one day I will. So yeah, this is Washington Pass Overlook Trees. Back when I was naming things. Amazingly brilliant. There are only 4 left of that one in existence, period. And I probably won't order more because I just don't feel like it. So, unless I have a lot of people ranting and raving about how much I need more of that one, he's out, other cards are in. I like to just cycle through them sometimes. So here is Galaxy Rock. Like I said, favorite. Lost him for a really long time. This is the re-edit. He's a little different than the other one. And he's beautiful. And he's a beautiful card. Haystack. This is actually Milky Way over Haystack. He's a nice card. We're just going to go really fast. Because there's a lot. Mm-hmm. The Blood Eclipse over Feathers. Feathers is in Washington, so this is a Washington card. The bulk of my cards are either Washington or literally Cannon Beach, Oregon. Like, I did a custom thing. Actually, you can find my cards at the Chocolate Cafe in Cannon Beach, Oregon, because they're why I have a lot of Cannon Beach cards. And I also just love them. So, if they're watching, I love you guys. If you're looking for hot chocolate, go to the Chocolate Cafe. They don't sponsor me or anything. I just really like the Chocolate Cafe. It's a problem. Galaxies at First Light in a card. They look so different in a card. Not really. Radiating Soul in a card. I actually really like Radiating Soul. It doesn't sell well in Washington, and it's probably because it's a desert, and most of the people that I meet here are like, I don't care for deserts. And I'm like, oh, I care for deserts. So, yeah, Radiating Soul, he's a fun one. What, do we have people saying they like deserts or don't like deserts?
No comment.
Oh, you should throw in your comment. Do you like deserts or do you not like deserts? I personally would not live in a desert, as I live in trees. I like my trees, but I love vacationing in deserts. Every place of the earth has a good place to be, you know? Good train. I'm already getting tired. Mount St. Helens Milky Way. One that I talk about a lot, so if you don't know anything about this image, start the video again. This is Fire Sky Mount Hood. One of my other Oregon ones that's not in Cannon Beach, but I love Fire Sky Mount Hood.
You have one comment.
One comment?
From Therese. She said not really.
Oh. Oh.
But the pictures are stellar.
The pictures, the light, the heat. So hot. Mount Rainier, Milky Way, with the little climbers on the mountain. So if you got a rock, or not a rock climber, but a mountain climber friend, people who summit, those ones are very popular with that crowd. Bioluminescence at Electric Waves Under the Stars. This piece, when it was a piece, because I would have shown you it framed and beautiful, but it actually just sold at the Edmonds Arts Festival. I'm happy about that, but I took a really bad picture of it, so now I only have a really bad picture of it. Is my one thing to be like, I did this thing, but take better pictures next time.
To clarify, she means she took a bad picture
Of
of it hanging.
Yes, of the picture hanging at the place with the thing, and I got a fancy honorable mention right under it, so I just really wish I took a better picture. The glass is glaring like mad, and that was interesting, because I must have tried really hard to make the glass look that bad in that image. But yeah, Bioluminescent Knight. This is Galactic Beach. I'm telling you, there is a lot of Cannon Beach. If you don't like Cannon Beach, I'm sorry. Golden Star Trails, Mount St. Helens.
We peer pressured.
Yes.
The comment says, okay, all nature is magnificent.
Ocean of Stars. Sedona Mermaid. I liked Sedona. I'd go back to Sedona in a heartbeat. Went there in February of 2020. Don't worry, I won't sell that one to you. I fell. Or it fell. I'm sitting.
Good job. Quality.
Quality talking. Glass Sunset. This is another one of those just one mores. This was close to the beginning, though. So that was when he was still tolerating it. Rainier Green Glow. Another one with the Summiters for sunrise. Loved it. Settling into Night. That was a completely different night. I go to Cannon Beach a lot. Electric Trails over Haystack. And the last one, of course, another Cannon Beach one. After the Storm. And all the cards are $5. And,
Cards are $5 each.
yes. You can't get that many cards for $5. Or this would be a mad sale, man. That would be intense. But yeah, so we've gone over cards, we've gone over cups, we've gone over art pieces, and something I forgot to say.
Postcards and bookmarks.
Postcards and bookmarks, but they'll all also be signed, not the bookmarks, because they're laminated and they just wipe off. So, size those dudes. They'll all be signed and shipped to you from me. So this isn't like going through a warehouse and then going through that, but they will be shipped from me and with love and care, and hopefully UPS or FedEx or whoever gets them in the end shows them the same love and care. We hope. But I also mostly ship USPS, so if that's not good with you, tell me, because I like to ship USPS. They don't drop kick my packages. I cannot say the same for the other two. But yeah, so that's the show. Do we have any questions? Anybody asking anything? Like, why do I go to Cannon Beach so much?
Wait for a moment. I don't think that's ever a question.
It's beautiful there. That's the answer. It's beautiful, and there's hot chocolate. And I can't really talk up that hot chocolate shop enough. The Chocolate Cafe. Best hot chocolate. We also recently discovered that they have milkshakes, because that's how much I love the hot chocolate. I don't even let my family look at the menu. I just go in and I'm like, we're ordering hot chocolates. But yeah, I've only been to 25 states, but I like to say they're the best in 25 states, because they're the best hot chocolate ever. And we need one in Leavenworth.
Oh, other thing. Prints are available on the website normally.
Yes.
Yep.
So, and we'll also have 16 by 20s, 11 by 14s, and 8 by 10s on this little art show sale for a special discounted price. The 8 by 10s are going to be $15. The 16 by 20s, it's a weird place to jump to, but they're going to be $75. And the 11 by 14s are $35. That's a bit lower than what you get them on my website regularly. And it's only a few prints. You'll see when they're there, but that would be madness to go through all of them. But they'll be on the website. You can purchase them. And the cool thing about them is they're actually printed by me in-house and shipped out by me. All signed. In silver, gold, or bronze, depending on which one is more fitting to the image. And if you buy After the Storm and I sign it in gold, I promise you it's signed. And if you've done that before and you're like, I can't see the signature, I have changed my mind about signing it in gold. It blends a little too much. But yeah, you're looking at phones funny. Okay, so I got a question of how many national parks have I gone to? So I have gone to, 15 different national parks. And the funny thing is I knocked out a whole bunch of national parks between 2019, and 2020. Like, I was on a wild streak before March of 2020. And then we still got a few in the PNW area after, you know, restrictions were lifted and stuff like that. But that was some crazy madness. I've been to Mount Rainier, the Olympics, everyone in Washington, really. The North Cascades is a favorite place for me to go. We've been to Crater Lake a bunch, and I keep getting smoked out in Crater Lake. It doesn't like me as much. Except for when I went when it was really, really snowy, in which case I didn't do Astro because I didn't expect to scale like a 10-foot wall of snow. So Crater Lake brings the snow like something I didn't realize. But yeah, so we've been to Joshua Tree, the Redwoods,
Everything in Utah.
everything in Utah. Oh, and that's the lie. No, I have not been to Capitol Reef yet.
Yeah.
High on the list. Yosemite, of course. And yeah, just have fun. No matter if it's a beach, a mountain, a desert. I really like the national parks. I really liked Shenandoah when I went there for a hot minute. And by a hot minute, I mean I had a day. We had a couple of hours because we were in Virginia for a totally different reason. And we drove to Shenandoah, which is funny because, like, we were nowhere near it. I made Daniel drive like 3 hours to go check out the national park, mostly because it was a national park and I had to. And we also got to see our fireflies for the first time there, which fireflies are super cool. And even though I am, you know, in my 20s, I just sat there and I'm like, oh my god, how do you catch fireflies? How does this happen? People always do it. It was my first time, guys. I know now they're very, very slow-moving bugs. But, you know, when you first see them and they're really far in the distance, I don't know, there's just something about it that made them look moderately fast until I saw one very slowly hover past me and go, blink, blink. It was like, oh, that, you just did. But yeah, so more adventures to come, for sure. So keep up on the Instagram, Facebook, email. I do it all. So if you're a person who doesn't even like social media, you'll get moderate emails. I don't spam people because I would have to remember.
Sylvia says, in a moonshine jar.
Yes. Ooh. Now I just want to do that. Get a picture of a bunch of them. But yes, more fireflies have to be caught. I need to do this. But yeah, what else? Where are we even going next? Do we even know? I think the next one... Oh, there's 2 comets coming. So I've got Comet on the brain. Got 2 comets. There's Leonard that's coming in December and January. And then O3, which was seen by Hawaii. That's the place that found it. And they named it O3. And that one's coming May of next year. So more comets like Neowise, which will be so much fun. We don't know if they'll be as bright as Neowise, but still. Anywho. So that's what I'm leaving you with. Comet knowledge. Obviously telling me I should end my stream, so talk to you guys later. Enjoy the adventures.